So Frau Trafea is just like, all right, everyone. David Brent.
You just can't caught on. Well, here we are again. It's
that time.
It's Wednesday, and it's time for your midweek. What will William tell? Now, cue that music. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so now
We're doing this straight after recording one of our actual podcast episodes. And
you've had 2 beers.
I've now had 2 beers.
How are you feeling?
Which, by the way, was the whole idea of this podcast when we began. It was supposed to be 2 pints with
You can't even say it, you pisshead.
with Will
This is
and
what
Ralph.
happens when you get a beer sponsor.
And we were supposed to have 2 pints per episode, and it was just like sitting in a pub with us. That went by the wayside when A, we didn't get a sponsor, and B, we realised how old we are.
Yeah.
I've had 2 beers now. I'm a bit pissed.
See, when you've got a beer keg in the room with you,
It's dangerous. I love it.
that's a bit dangerous, and they go down very easy, and you can just keep pouring
It's
them.
absolutely delicious.
It's like that pub you go to tap when you got your own beer tap at the table.
I feel like
you
I'm
just end up smashing loads of beers in.
Depending on how good your William Tell is, I'm going to have another. Go on.
Right. Well, I printed out a few, right? Because I thought, well,
You printed them out?
you know what I mean.
Gosh.
I've got a couple here. Okay. I found this interesting because visually I thought, could you imagine going to this place and not knowing it's happening and just going, what's going on?
Right.
So, there was a dancing plague. You got that right?
A dancing plague.
A dancing plague
Right.
in Strasbourg in 1518, July to September, right? Which caused people in the city to dance uncontrollably for days.
No.
Yes.
No.
Somewhere between 50 and 400 people were involved, and there were fatalities. They danced themselves to death.
Come on.
Possible causes included stress-induced mass hysteria or ergot poisoning. You ever heard of ergot poisoning?
No.
Right. You can get on Google if you
I'm
want.
getting on Google. Don't you worry about that.
Hang on. I'm just thinking the 90s might have had one of these. There was a dancing plague. It was called Ease.
Yeah.
But there was a plague.
There was a dancing plague. Everyone was just like, everyone was dislocating their shoulders from doing big box, little box, big box, little box.
Everyone's jaws seemed to be all over the gap of this dancing plague.
Yeah.
Eyes were massive. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems your pupils are a bit dilated.
I know. It seems to always happen at the hacienda.
The Dancing Plague of 1518 was a bizarre event in Strasbourg where hundreds of people danced uncontrollably for weeks. Starting with a woman named Frau Trafea. The cause remains unclear, with theories ranging from mass hysteria to ergot poisoning. I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah.
And there is debate about whether anyone actually died from the dancing.
But hang on. Do you sleep and then dance, or do you just keep dancing? When do you eat?
Initial outbreak. Frau Trafea started dancing on July 14, 1518. Right? So Frau Trafea is just like, all right, everyone. David Brent.
You just can't caught on.
And everyone's
The whole
like,
street. Oh, hang on, I'm quite enjoying it.
right? By the end of, within a week, over 30 others joined her. And by the end of the month,
Isn't that a flash mob?
It's just a flash mob. I literally saw, I'm like, I've seen one of these on Instagram yesterday.
They do them in Trafalgar Square all the time.
Oh, did you see the Star Wars one in France? Oh,
No.
It was good. By the end of the month, estimates suggest that between 50 and 400 people were affected. Authorities respond. City officials were alarmed by the growing number of dancers. They initially believed the solution was to allow the afflicted to just dance it out, hiring musicians to accompany them.
So they encouraged
They were
it.
like, oh, you know some moves.
Get a speaker in here. Mind you, it was the 1500s.
I've just realised the dancing wasn't like,
No.
the dancing was like,
What sort of music was the 1500s?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've just done.
There was no beat,
Was that
was there?
Mozart that I just did? Was that Mozart?
It wasn't. Banana bit cat now,
Yeah,
Joe.
exactly. They're not like this.
That
They're
was a
just
long
going,
time ago.
Were they all walking up to each other going, may I have this dance? And then just doing like a really slow waltz.
Imagine, yeah. My image was they were ravers, but in the 1580s they weren't.
Ergot poisoning is a type of poisoning caused by ingesting ergot alkaloids, which are produced by a fungus that grows on grains like rye.
Otherwise known as ease.
Yeah, so they're eating rye.
They're off the tits
and
on
they're
rye.
like, yeah, I'll try some of this rye. And they're
Get
like,
this rye
nah,
down your cake.
No, I don't do rye. It's not for me. I'll just have a drink.
I'll give you the first one for free, see if you like
try
it.
the rye. Try the rye. Try it. Like, oh, but except they're like that. Eyes like saucers.
Jaws all over the gaff, not out for days.
Wow.
You want to do this waltz for me?
Several theories have been proposed to explain it. Mass psychogenic illness triggered by stress and psychological stress and societal pressures. Ergot poisoning. Religious fervour. Many believe that the dancing was a punishment from St. Vitus, the patron saint of dancers.
What?
This led to rituals aimed at seeking forgiveness. Death and aftermath. Controversy regarding fatalities. Some accounts suggest as many as 15 people died each day.
From dancing?
But historical records do not confirm this.
Or was it the thing that they'd ate that caused them to dance that was killing them? They
The
just
dancing
danced.
mania lasted until September 1518 when it mysteriously ceased. It remains a fascinating historical event. Illustrate. This is what interests me. Illustrating the complex interplay between social, psychological, and possibly environmental factors in human behavior. Okay. It's different, but sort of in the same ballpark. I did Who Do You Think You Are? You know, the TV show.
Yes, I've done that.
And one of the things I
Oh,
found...
no, I haven't.
No, you
No, I haven't. I'm thinking of Would I Lie to You?
Yeah,
Different
it's very
programme.
different. No, very different. One's a
Sorry.
panel show where you tell lies. One's a documentary where you find out about your past.
No, I haven't done that, no.
So I did
different.
Who Do You Think You Are? And I basically went to the jungle in Australia for a few weeks and just had to eat crocodile dicks and stuff.
I'm sorry.
Also,
I'm sorry.
Also,
You're in I'm a Celebrity.
Also a different show. No, I did Who Do You Think You Are? And I found out, very interestingly, that my great-grandfather, my grandmother's father, was a miner in North Wales, and in his spare time played football, and he was very good at it. And he was actually an international. He played for Wales. He won the Welsh Cup with Chirk. So anyway, he was a footballer, and that's obviously why in the program they're like, "Oh, this is an interesting story for you." What was a really gutting for me as an atheist, interesting end to that particular story of his part of his life, was that he was a really good footballer, won the Welsh Cup, was like, the pro leagues weren't really a thing. They were only just beginning in those days, but like he could have had a whole different life and blah, blah, blah. He renounced football and sport because at that time there was across the whole of Wales, a Welsh religious revival. Oh. So this really charismatic pastor, just sort of like fire and brimstone religion, just like converted a load of Wales back to religion. And my great granddad burned his football boots. Or no, there was talk about burning football boots, and I can't remember if he did, but he basically just stood up at the front of church and went, "I renounce sport
for religion."
As like an animalistic pastime.
Wow.
And I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Fascinatingly, this whole thing, this Welsh religious revival, this whole movement burnt itself out within about 18 months. Just stopped. During that 18 months, there was reported to be less crime, for sure, because fewer people were drinking and whatever, but also people sort of diminishing their lives, not being allowed to play sport, not being allowed to dance, this, that, the other, or whatever. Anyway, I say all this because I remember when I was hearing it, obviously I was gutted. I was like, "Oh, great-granddad Albert, why did you give that up?" But I was just really fascinated by the way, the fact that like a movement can just catch fire.
Yeah.
And everybody just flocks to it and goes, "This is now a thing."
Yeah.
And apparently there were talks of people in churches across Wales sort of having like tremors and shakes and speaking in tongues and all this like religious revival stuff. And the only reason I say that is it in the same ballpark is like, it's so funny. Maybe it was poisoning. Maybe it was some sort of hallucinogenic poisoning, whatever. Or maybe just somebody started dancing weirdly, like obsessively, and when this is a new thing and people were like, "Oh, this feels strange." Human psychology is absolutely fascinating and amazing. And
Well,
you've made me
it
think
reminded
of that.
me of that film Footloose. Do you remember when in Footloose,
Yes.
Kevin Bacon,
But somebody in Strike
It'd
Burst
been-
just going, Footloose.
No.
Footloose.
Remember, the church had banned dancing.
Yeah.
They banned dancing. And him and his friend, they wanted to dance, so they had got the church hall, and they said, no, it was like demonic behaviour or some nonsense about dancing. It was banned.
Look, Footloose is a fun Kevin Bacon film from the 80s. But actually, underpinning it, if we're going to link all these three stories together, the thing in Strasbourg, Footloose as a concept,
Religion.
and the Welsh religious revival.
Yeah.
I just think actually, Footloose, when you dig deep into it, is a fascinating insight into human socio-psychology.
Yeah.
And aren't we just fucking weird?
What?
Aren't we weird? Aren't people weird that something can catch fire like that? I don't know about Strasbourg, but I know about other stuff, and it's like, yeah, do you know what? I found this really, really interesting.
Well, it's interesting, and I think what's even more interesting is how some people are so desperate just to be a part of something, whatever that might be.
Just to belong. Just to feel seen and heard and belong to something.
And I think that could be a part
of
this.
We touched on this before in a previous episode with Simon Dan, who I surprised you with, but like, away from conspiracy theories and aside to separate conversations ago, that's just stupid and this, that and the other, belonging to something and feeling like other people just
getting on the bandwagon, joining in, being a part of it. Oh, I'm with them now.
Being heard.
Yeah.
Oh, I say something to this community. They hear me, they take it on board, and they make me feel seen and relevant and alive.
Yeah.
It's very, very powerful.
Being part of a
Human
uniform,
psychology.
being part of something. And there's a lot more people, I think, like that than leaders who are quite happy to sit on the fence going, I'm not a part of anything, quite happy on my own.
Well, leaders who sit on the fence, this is the problem. This is a problem with, God, this is a big conversation, but the problem with politics is that, like, look, trying to see two sides to every story is usually a good thing, and trying to find the best path of, not least resistance, but trying to find a path that is best for as many people as possible is a good thing in politics. But it does show how easy it is and how ready we are as people for a charismatic firebrand to come in. I mean, Hitler, an obvious example, right? But just somebody to come in and go, right.
Look how many people got behind him.
We're the best. It's not your fault that, like, do you know what? No, things aren't going well, but it's not your fault and it's not our fault. Do you know who it is? It's them.
Well,
and
isn't
everyone's
that
like,
happening right now in this
feels,
country?
Yeah,
I mean, we don't want to get into it too much.
I actually specifically said Hitler so that we didn't draw just so that we don't get into politics.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, I do feel that a little bit, but we don't need to get into
But again, it's a part of being a part of something. And I want to say this, listen, we're not getting into politics, but if you do want to be a part of something, at least get your own information on it. Don't regurgitate their shit, because who knows what their shit is actually truth or just shit.
Listen, people,
you know, knowledge. Learn and then make your own choices. If you want to go and do that, that's up to you.
If somebody wants to
please,
come in,
get some information first
and be powerful.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just jump on the bandwagon and go, it's them, or it's them.
History has shown there are many examples of ways to become powerful and successful and rich by convincing people that, you know what, this isn't a complicated. That's the thing. Yeah. This isn't complicated.
Yeah.
Society and politics, it's not complicated. It's easy. All you've got to do is trust in me, and it's not me. It's them.
Yeah.
And people have succeeded with it.
But what I was trying to say then is false information.
Yeah,
don't regurgitate false information. If it's false information, that's exactly what it is. Find out the facts before you go, no, because this is what's happening, and that's what it's like. Is that truth? And you know or are you just regurgitating
stats
shit?
Are boring, but they can tell you a lot.
Anyway, listen.
As a final statement,
go on.
Sharky, our producer, has just texted on the screen up there. He said, I would definitely watch a mashup between Who Do You Think You Are and Would I Lie to You. It's basically your family tree, but they lie to you and make up stories and you have to work out which ones are true.
That's quite good.
I quite like it. Let's pitch that.
Well, don't fucking give it away for free.
It wasn't Sharky's idea. I've just come up with that idea. Yeah. So we'll split it 2 ways instead of 3.
Yeah,
perfect.
We need 2 presenters for that.
Right. That was your What Will William Tell? It was very interesting. Thanks for bringing
Dancing hysteria in Strasbourg going into politics. Who fucking thought it?
Never in a million years.
Enjoy your week.
See you for the next one.
See you in a bit. Ta-da.